All right, everybody, we are back with ViperRaces running Gran Turismo concept. Take it away, Viper.
No problem. Thank you very much. Okay. Hello. Welcome to the the mini Viper block, I guess you would call it. Yes. I won't beat around the bush too much. The 3 runs you're about to see, the next 2 hours, they're all racing games. They're my niche, my forte, if you want to call it that. And yeah, hopefully it should be some good fun. Now, we're going to start off with a nice and easy run. It's not too long, about 20 minutes in length, give or take. I have put a bit of leeway on the estimate, just so in case things go wrong, which they shouldn't do. But yeah, this is Gran Turismo Concept. More specifically, this is Gran Turismo Concept 2002 Tokyo Geneva. So between Gran Turismo 3 and 4, they released a variety of these concept games, which are basically before the next game was out. Not Gran Turismo 4 Prologue, but before the next Gran Turismo game came out, they released 3 games. One was in 2001. One was in 2001, which was Tokyo. One was like Seoul, 2002 Seoul, and then one was Tokyo Geneva. So the cars that are in this game are a variety of cars that are not seen in Gran Turismo 3. Most of them are then introduced in Gran Turismo 4, but they're in Gran Turismo 3's engine. So pretty cool. Regardless, so what we're going to be showing off today is the course license, the NE% to be more specific. So it's 5 courses, normal and then reverse. So that's 10 altogether. The idea is to try and get bronze, but we'll try and get gold on as many as we can. So timer will start when I hit the pace card no, and immediately we'll start spamming to enter it. And yeah, should be nice and straightforward. I'll try and explain as much as I can whilst I'm driving. Anyway, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so first course on the thing itself is Midfield Raceway. We're going to be using the Mercedes-Benz SL500. Now, like I said, most of the cars that are in this are actually not in Gran Turismo 3. They were introduced into Gran Turismo 4. Some of them may be in Gran Turismo 4 Prologue, but I'm not quite sure. I haven't really done my homework on that game too much, so I can't really say. But for those that I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of Gran Turismo, but if you haven't, it is a racing series, driving series that was developed by Polyphony Digital. The latest game in the series, Gran Turismo 7, released, I think it was last year from memory. So yeah, graphics have come a hell of a long way. Nowadays, it's more or less known for esports and its driving mechanics, and of course the Gran Turismo film that released rather recently around the world. So, Gran Turismo Concept, what is it? Well, first and foremost, as I was saying, it's a mini version of Gran Turismo. So, think of it as it's still part of the franchise, but it's like a spin-off of sorts. Now, one thing you may notice as well during this run is that I will be using manual gears. All the cars don't have traction control on, so it means that my life will be a little bit more difficult. And also, we're allowed to wall ride and... yeah, so we're allowed to wall ride and we're allowed to go between like cut corners and things like that. So, that's the first one done, Midfield Raceway. The next one is we're going to be doing Tokyo R246, or Route 246 to give it its proper name. So this is the fastest car in Gran Turismo Concept 2002. This is the Ford GT40 Le Mans edition, or LM edition to give it its short name. And as you can see, it's a lot faster than anything else. So a lot of these cars that are in this game, there is no Formula 1 car or anything like that. Normally in Gran Turismo, well, Gran Turismo 3 onwards introduced F1 cars, which were the fastest. So you can see here that I can do wall riding to make this corner a slight bit faster, if so desired. And I can even do, if I get down here, so I can even do that to make it as easy as possible. So, as it stands, like I said, there's 10 courses altogether, 5 normal, 5 in reverse. Now, what we're, like I said, we're doing the course licenses. However, the way that this game is measured in terms of progression, so allow me to just kind of explain. So you get a car, so the way it is there's a variety of cars that you can unlock in this game. The game's percentage counter is quite small. So to beat this game 100% casually for the casual player would probably take maybe 3 hours, depending on how fast you can do the time trials. But the time trials give you a car for getting a bronze medal, and they give you one for getting a gold medal. So if you get a gold first time, like that, near enough, you'll get 2 cars in one go. There hasn't been a 100% run done yet, but yeah, you can also see as well that we get something that a car that people may recognise is going to be this one. So we're going to the Swiss Alps. This was in Gran Turismo 3. It was also in Gran Turismo 4. So this is the Toyota RSC rally car. This may be quite noticeable for a lot of people that may have played Gran Turismo 4. Gran Turismo 4, to be more specific, came out in 2005, PlayStation 2. Released obviously in North America, Europe, and in Japan. And the reason why this car was quite significant in that game is simply because of the fact that there was one event. So in Gran Turismo 4, there is a special conditions, I think it is, which is basically like rally events. It's another way of saying rallying. And you go on a variety of tracks and things like that. And there was one track in particular, which I think it was like Costa di Amalfi, which was a new track in the series in Gran Turismo 4, which had plenty of new tracks. And one of the cars that you could win, providing you did, I think it was the easy race, so you did a 2-lot race, is you could win this car. And what people used to do, myself included, was they used to sell this car, because if you won this car, bear in mind you're on the easiest difficulty, so you could use something really average to beat your opponent, which was always a rally car. And what would end up happening is you'd sell this car, and I think it sold for 247,000 credits. So you could just win it over and over. Also, we didn't get gold there, but that's fine. But you notice as soon as we're done with the actual things itself, we immediately quit out. That's because the game has registered. Now, there is a faster way of doing this run. So somebody by the name of N4, who's got the record for the any percent and the all gold category and stuff like that. So one of the things that is worth noting, so if you set the top 10 fastest times extremely high, and you're still able to get the gold, the game skips the name screen that you can see. So it's just a faster way of doing it. Unfortunately, I haven't got like top 10 fastest times, so every time there's going to be a there's always going to be a name enter screen. But believe it or not, that actually saves time if you don't have to do it. Another thing to mention as well, so this is something that Polyphony Digital did quite a lot. So when they did Gran Turismo 3 and Gran Turismo 4, maybe a little bit in the future as well, is when they were doing rally cars in particular, they wouldn't really put drivers' names on. So the sponsorship and things like that wasn't really allowed on the car. Like in Gran Turismo 3, you could drive Tommy Macklin's Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 6 rally car, and it even had Tommy on the back of it. And in other rally games, in other rally games, including like the WRC series and the Colin McRae Rally series, which I'll be showing off a bit later, is that the way that the games are is obviously there's copyright infringement, and Polyphony wanted to avoid this as much as possible. However, in the concept, clearly something was like, no, we're just going to use the official rally cars. So, in this particular one, the Mitsubishi Lancer, the Subaru Impreza, the Hyundai Accent, as you can see, are all the official rally cars. And like they are in the normal games, but the sponsorship that is normally missing isn't actually missing here, which is quite interesting. Also, that was gold by a mile. Nice. Very nice. And enter our name. Also, it is now VI, apparently. Never mind. Eventually, I'm going to have no blooming letters left in my name. So, after we've done this one here, so this is Autumn Ring. Now, Autumn Ring is a circuit which I believe was in some of the earlier Gran Turismo games. However, in Gran Turismo 3, in Gran Turismo 3, this actually wasn't a thing. So, in credit where credit is due, you're able to actually, as you can see, you can corner cut. In license tests, for those that don't know, you're not allowed to cut. Yeah, apart from that bit. You're not allowed to cut any corners, but in this you can. We also first hit the wall, which is fine. There's also another thing that's worth noting. So this isn't... I don't really think this is in Gran Turismo 4, at least it wasn't really figured out properly. But in Gran Turismo 3, and also in the concept games, what you can do is you can actually make your cars accelerate faster. They can gain speed a lot quicker. So, for some reason, this seems to be limited to Gran Turismo 3's engine only. Now, whether Gran Turismo 4 has it, I'm not quite sure. However, what you can do is, if you notice now, as the car gets redline, if I hit the reverse button, it goes into the next gear, and it also gains speed. Now, in a slower car, such as this, which is a Lotus Elise, this actually gains speed faster for the car. If you did it for a race car, which is possible, by the way, you can do it in a race car, it means that the window is way smaller. So 130, just short of 132, not bad. Also, very nice. So I've got rid of the I now, so now we're just on the. Very nice. So now we come to the reverse tracks. So all the tracks are just done. We're now going to do them all backwards. Luckily, most of the goal times are quite easy to get in the reverse time. The one that I struggle with the most, more than any other track, believe it or not, is the one that we've just done, Autumn Ring 2. Because it is using a car which is known as the Nissan GTR. However, back in 2002, the Nissan GTR, which went on to release in 2009, I think it was, properly, was actually in its concept phase. And as such, it was shown up at Geneva Car Motor Show. And as such, what had happened was Gran Turismo put the car in here. They even made a race version. Now, obviously, the Nissan GTR eventually did get put into a Gran Turismo game when Gran Turismo 5 came out. That was the official GTR debut. But its first ever debut, the concept, was in this game. Now, I don't know if it was around in 2001 Tokyo. I really couldn't tell you. But yeah, it is a pretty fast car and does its job quite well. And the other thing to mention as well, so there is to complete this game completely full from the start to the finish, you've got to get gold on every single license. Also back at Tokyo again. So you have to get gold on every single license, but the other thing you also have to do is you also need to beat every race at professional level. So for those that don't know, so professional level basically means 3 laps of every circuit. So there's a normal level and a professional level, and if you beat the game on the normal level, you unlock a car. If you beat the game on professional, you also get a car. However, if you beat the professional race first, which is the 3-lap race, then you actually unlock the car for the amateur and the professional difficulty, meaning the 100% of this game is actually a lot shorter than you think. However, though, it doesn't stop there, because you've also got a few other little neat surprises, such as if you hold L1 and R1 on the difficulty screen, you can actually unlock a third option, and the third option is called Ace Level, and that basically increases every amount of laps to 5 on the races. If you beat a race on Ace Level for every single one, you don't unlock anything. You don't unlock anything extra. It's just like a bonus difficulty that's unlocked via holding L1 and R1 or something. You have to put a button combination in to unlock it, but yeah, there you go. They actually had something in the original Gran Turismo 3 where you could do that too, which is also quite funny. If you go back nowadays, you can, I think you just hold L1 and R1, and then if you look to your right, it should unlock a simulation difficulty or professional difficulty or something, I can't remember. Which is quite interesting. But yeah, there you go. Also, from memory as well, this game has a unique car in it. So back in the early 2000s, when this game was released, there was actually a car known as the Toyota Pod. And the Toyota Pod goes down in Gran Turismo meme lore. It's one of them cars that is just so ridiculous, so stupid. And basically, Toyota made this little car, had an engine and everything like that. And it was supposed to be a car of the future. And the way it was, especially back then anyway, was that they wanted to make a car that felt what you felt. If you felt angry, the car would have like a red light to it. If you felt happy, it was like a green light, and it even had like a tail on the back of it. I don't know what the tail stood for, but it acted as like a dog. It's very, very strange. Anyway, truth be told, you can unlock that car in this game through one of the races, and there's actually, as one of the prizes for getting 25, I think it's 25%, 50%, 75%, and 100%. What you can actually do is you can unlock a variety of little modes. So, for example, on one of the percentage complete, you can unlock the credits for the game, so you can watch the credits. One of them allows you to do the pod race, which, long story short, is it's you versus 5 others. You do a race around a little circuit which isn't in any of the Gran Turismo games bar this one, and it's only available during the pod race, which is like, I think it's special stage Route 5, which is quite cool. So, another gold, very nice. And yeah, at one point in that race, what you have to do is you have to come to a complete stop, and when you come to a complete stop, the car lowers itself down, and then it says, right, off you go, and then you can set off. Also, this car is in this game, so this is the CZ Tarmac Rally car. There's a regular version of this car in this game, but yeah, this actually gets classed as a rally car. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this was really a actual rally car, because I don't ever recall seeing it, but maybe it was. But I believe the CZ3 actually got made into something else entirely, but I could be wrong. Also, I'm just trying to think of anything else. But yeah, there's also if you play this as well, and you get to a certain amount, I think it's like a 100% completion maybe, or 75% completion, I can't remember. But basically, like, the prizes that you can unlock at the bottom, one of them is you can actually give yourself, if you've got a Gran Turismo 3 game save, what you can do is, there's a prize, which is, well, the prizes on here is, oops, ideally don't want this spinning out. But one of the prizes is to give yourself 10 million credits for Gran Turismo 3. And yeah, like, fair to say, if you want to gain a massive upper hand in in Gran Turismo 3, I would highly recommend playing this first and getting that 10 million credits. And then what you want to do is, then you can start the game with 10 million credits. But the thing is that you need a Gran Turismo 3 game save to do it. So if you start a brand new game on Gran Turismo 3, and just save it, and then get the 10 million off here and transfer it to the start, you'll have, I think, 10 million and I think it's something like 10 million and 18,000 credits or something. Also, that is, in my opinion, one of the hardest, well, in my opinion anyway, yeah, one of the hardest tests to do. This is also pretty difficult. Also, time will be coming up once I cross the finish line for this one. And luckily, I started to get the hang of this car and this time trial, so it's not too bad. But anything can happen. But, whilst I'm doing this last one, if you've got anything that we want to mention, go right ahead.
Well, we don't have any donations right this moment, but I would like to mention, for anyone that would like to donate, you have access to some awesome prizes that we have. We have the Cowabunga collection at a $5 entry. We have the Castlevania Advanced Collection and Castlevania Collection at $10. And at $20, you get pretty much every single one of the Mega Man Legacy collections, including the Mega Man X and Mega Man ZX collections and Mega Man 11. So if you donate $20 in total throughout the entire event, you get entered for all 3 of those. So just keep that in mind. If you decide you'd like to donate, you get access to these awesome prizes, or access to the raffle for it, I should say.
Stuff. Just going around the last corner. Albeit that was a pretty hard ending, but it's fine. Probably be a silver, that's fine. I can take that. And fine. Wait, it stops. There we are.
Very nice. Is there any shoutouts you'd like to do?
Yeah, just one mainly. A quick one. Also, I'm gonna quickly put my name whilst I'm doing this. But yeah, the Gran Turismo community in particular. So the Gran Turismo community is fairly decent size. It's not absolutely huge, but yeah, for the most part, the community keeps itself to itself when it wants to. But yeah. I think probably definitely a mention to them. And who else do I need to say? Yeah. The just the Gran Turismo concepts, like Discord, I guess. Well, I say Discord, it's the Gran Turismo Discord. But yeah, the game itself, as I said, this is quite short, the course licenses anyway. The 100% you're probably looking at around, I'd say about an hour and a half, give or take an hour. But yeah, feel free to give this game a shot and give it a try out. You can do it on there's 3 different categories on the course license. So there's emulation, so if you want to run it on emulator like I've done, feel free to do that. If you've got the game on console, you can do that. And also we've got a hard drive one for those that still have the fat PS2s with the hard drive expansion where you can load the game faster and all that good stuff. But yeah, apart from that, I think gonna quickly wrap this up here, and yeah, that is the course license. Like I said, there's a fair bit more to it, but that's like the main gist of it. And yeah, I'll pass it back over to the host for intermission.
All right, awesome. Well, you pretty much did my job for me. We're going to be heading back to intermission here, and we will be back again very shortly with ViperRaces running Destruction Derby 2 right after this intermission.